Today, we get to talk with a game changing coach who's up as a finalist for the Dave Campbell Texas Football and Ballogy Game Changing Coach Award. And we're going to talk all about what makes him a leader of men, building leaders for tomorrow, and a game changer. All that and more today on the Ballogy Elevate Your Game podcast. And welcome back to the Ballogy Elevate Your Game podcast. Today, very special guest, Coach Marcus Mendoza of the Waller Bulldogs. Coach, thanks for taking time today.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely. So, Coach, congratulations first on being a finalist for the Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Ballogy Game Changing Coach Award. What a great honor.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to be here and just being recognized for the things we're trying to do for our kids, especially with how much we use technology.
Absolutely. And, that's close to our hearts at Ballogy, is using technology to help kids and coaches be more efficient and make their skill development quality. So I appreciate hearing that. Let's dive into the qualities that have made you a finalist, and that's making leaders of tomorrow through the game of football and inspiring young men. How does football play into shaping a young man's character and leadership for life?
Yeah, so, I tell our kids that I think football is probably one of the best sports that you can play to build a team and to do the things that you need to be successful, not only on the field, but afterwards. You got to get a big group of guys, around 11 guys on every facet of the game, to be able to go through and make sure the guy next to you is doing their job, but then you're also trusting that they're going to do their job to make sure you're on cue to do what's important to be successful. We have a lot of mottos within our program. We two whistle. We say, I can, we will. Every day I say something to our kids that they repeat back to me, like every day do your, and our kids say best. I tell our kids change your, they say mindset. And then one of my big ones, I have about 10 of them, so I won't go through all of them, but one of my favorite ones is practice makes, and they say permanent. Something that someone said, and I hope I don't make anybody mad, but whoever said practice makes perfect, I tell our kids that was a false statement, because you can practice bad habits that will become permanent. You can practice anything that you do at a low speed. You can do bad reps at practice that will become permanent. You can blame other people for things that you don't get, and that's going to become permanent. So just teaching them morals and things that are going to make them successful, so that they know football is a big development and where they're going to be, just like it has for all of us who are coaches.
Man, what a great answer. And I love all of the short answer stuff. I love the repetition and reemphasizing daily. And we laugh about that all the time, in the world of basketball, that I say that all the time. If you practice incorrectly, you're going to get really good at it, and it's hard to break. So I appreciate that perfection mindset. How do y'all teach accountability, Coach, so that it sticks with kids for life?
Yeah, so again, one of our other sayings that we say is, I say player-led and the kids say culture. So something we really do is try to, just like in the classroom, we try to create a development in an area where kids are really taking over the program, instilling into them that if their peers are pushing each other and telling each other and trying to help each other out the right way, it's going to create way more success than what we can as coaches. We kind of give them the toolbox for success, but it means nothing unless the kids really go through and take it over. So little things that we do, we have off-season captains during the off-season, and they're like the captain and the coach of their team. So they talk to their teams, they rally up their teams before we even start our sessions in the off season. And each team has a coach, a real coach, but they kind of just monitor and help them be successful within their team to create that bond. We also have obviously our captains that we will have during the season, but we have a unique way of doing that. It's an interview process, again, something to help out the kids for their future. They have to sign up to be a captain. They actually have to come in and have an interview process with all the coaches. Then they get put on a ballot, and then their peers vote for that final captain. But again, just things that they're doing to learn other aspects and other values later on in life to hopefully create success here while we're doing it, but then again instilling success into themselves of how they're going to be in the future.
Man, what a unique and creative way to make your captains. I wish I had thought of that in my career. Great job on that. As part of the Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Ballogy Game Changer Award, it's about teaching that leadership, that accountability. It's inspiring young men and an entire team in your community. And I want to give you an opportunity to brag on your school, your community. Tell us the great things about Waller.
Man, so Waller is blowing up. This is my 7th year, and it's kind of been the diamond in the rough that I've been able to see of what it's been building into, which is what we're getting to right now. We're a one-horse town, not for much longer, but we did recently just build a brand new high school. It's a beautiful campus. We have so much technology. We have so many resources here for our kids. Our CTE program is amazing. Our kids can leave with all types of certifications after they leave high school. Also the technology and all the things that we have for our sports. We have phenomenal gyms. Our weight rooms are top notch. Even over here at the field house, we have top notch facilities, top notch weight room. I have 2 turf fields and 2.5 turf fields, 3.5 grass fields. Our baseball and softball field, they both have a turf field, and right behind it, they both have a grass field to be able to work on both. It's just insane the support that we get from our community and what we have. Our district is literally turning second to none because there's not really another school around the Houston area that has the things that we have for our kids that our community has been able to provide. And then on top of that, because of the growth, all the communities that are building up, we're actually going to have a second high school here for the first time ever in Waller, projected to be open 2028. So we're growing fast, furious, and they're doing it the right way.
Man, Coach, that's exciting. And as an athletic director, I can tell you, I know personally how hard it is to get those things passed to provide those facilities. And you guys are light years ahead of other schools. So, wow, you are so fortunate. So I want to talk just quickly. You've been there, you said, for what'd you say, 7 years?
Yeah, going into my 7th year.
You've had the opportunity now to mentor some young coaches. So even for your staff, or maybe for just anyone listening, young coaches aspiring to be game-changing coaches, what advice would you have for young coaches about being game changers?
Man, I'll tell you this, and I luckily had some really good mentors out of college. And one of the first things that they told me that I still believe in to today is that the best coaches that they've ever been a part of or around have been some of the best teachers in the school building. That's something that I really try to do personally, is just be the best teacher. I know it sounds cliche, be the best that I can be. It sounds a little cliche, but I really took that to heart with the guys that I was around, because the older coaches when I was young, they were great teachers in the classroom. I mean, they really were. They were never at their desk. They were always up on the board. Like when it was teaching time, it was teaching time. When it was coaching time, it was coaching time. I was able to instill those values while I was going through my coaching journey. And while I was here in Waller, the opportunity of becoming a head coach opened up because of what I did in the classroom. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I was actually, before I was offered the head coaching job, I was nominated by the campus Teacher of the Year with what I was doing, because I taught economics. And then obviously every district goes through an interview process. And fast forward through that, I was then nominated as the District Teacher of the Year to go represent us for the Houston area. So, those values of what or who I am was able to be noticed by people above me, and just seeing what I was able to do in the classroom, knowing what I was able to do and being a good coach on the field was something that I think our board members, our superintendent, our AD, all valued and ultimately wanted me to become the head coach here. I always say this, while I was going through that beginning process, they didn't ask me one football question. It was all about my character, who I was outside of football, that helped me get to where I was right now.
Man, and that's why you're a game-changing coach finalist right there, coach. You hit on things that are going to make ADs smile, principals smile, superintendents smile, because you're exactly right. The greatest coaches are the greatest teachers.
Mm-hmm.
And really appreciate you hitting on that and being one of those outstanding teachers, because that translates right to the game. We do the same thing, an extension of the classroom. So tell me a little bit about success, and I don't mean about this season or any season in particular, but what does overall success look like to you and you aspire to achieve?
It's a two-sided question, because obviously on the football side, success is seen by wins. It just, even if no one knows Waller, they're going to look at the record, and that's what you're going to be valued, or that's what you're going to be viewed on. On the win side of things, we've gone to 6A really fast. We were 4A, 5A, 6A. It seems like a blink ago. On top of that, we've been in a different district the past 3 realignments. So we're still trying to figure out the district we're in, getting comfortable. But our kids really have done a great job in adapting, especially last year and this year going into games we weren't supposed to win, and ultimately coming out winning a few the past 2 years. But now being our second year in Sci-Fair and now going to our 4th year of 6A, our kids are really doing a good job and kind of seeing what we need to, the level we need to play at to hopefully have more success this year. And the one thing I will say is every year we've had more and more success, and it's small, but we're hoping to knock down that door this year. On the other side of it, again, it sounds cliche, but if I was only concerned about winning football games, I wouldn't be a really good coach. At the end of the day, my job is to help these young men build strong values, things that they're going to be able to be successful at after football. Just like I said before, I would not be here if it wasn't for football. I would not be here if it wasn't for my coaches. And it wouldn't have mattered if we won 10 games, if we won no games. What I learned from them to be successful after high school into college and now adult are the things that help me and still stick with me today.
Absolutely. As part of that teaching to young kids and being leaders, how do you deal with mistakes, whether it's in practice or games? How do you teach kids to work through mistakes and to move on?
That's something else I say to our kids daily. I tell them, don't be afraid to make a mistake. There was even a video that got sent out of one of our practices, and one of the first things I told the guys was, don't be afraid to make a mistake, just go full speed. I tell our kids this daily as well. The only way to learn from something is to make a mistake. And even nowadays, kids are terrified to make a mistake because of video or what somebody's going to put on social media. Back then, if we made a mistake, no one knew about it. Now I think there's just a lot more pressure to make them of not making a mistake. But I still tell our kids, you can't learn from anything without making a mistake first. We can't repeat those things, but learning, growing from it, and moving. Some of the best values I've had and that I've been able to deal with my life was from failing first and then overcoming those things. So failure is a part of life. Failure is a part of growth, and it's a necessary thing to do in order to move forward.
Man, I love hearing that. So at Ballogy, we're committed to player skill development, which makes teams win and then helps coaches be more efficient. You are one of those people who are doing that naturally. You're making young men into leaders. You're teaching accountability and integrity. And that's why you're up for this award, Coach. And we're excited to see your season. We know that we've already been able to celebrate with you a little bit now on the finalists. But there's also going to be voting for the big overall Game Changer Award. And so we want to get your fans, your community fired up so that Coach Mendoza has the opportunity to be that winner. And so we'll need to get them going as that voting starts with Dave Campbell's football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it'll be exciting. And like I said, our community's growing so much. And I'm just honored to have this opportunity and hoping to get some votes and see what happens there.
Man, absolutely. And you're definitely deserving. You're fun to talk to, quality coach and teacher. Really appreciate your time today on the podcast. And we want to wish you guys the very best of success in this season.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.